No matter how old you are or how much money you make, it's never a bad thing to have some extra cash coming in. One of the best ways to supplement the salary that you work for is through a passive income. Passive income, as the name states, is a source of income that comes passively, or in other words, one that you don't have to work for. This is where a bit of the misconception might come into play, because although you aren't actively working for this income, there's a lot of work that goes into creating this income beforehand. In this video, I'm going to go over 5 ways that you could increase your passive income portfolio. The first step is creating a guide or a course. If you have a skill or a talent that others are looking to learn, then why not consider creating a course or a guide about it? Try going back to when you started learning that specific skill. What were the methods you used to eventually master it? Think about all the secrets you've learned over the years and the things you would have loved to know when you first started out. Creating a course or a guide might take some sort of investment, both financially and with your time, but if you do end up creating a quality course that can help people, this will definitely generate a good source of income. The beauty with the course is that the number of people you can sell it to is endless. You may have to put in 40, 50, or even 100 hours into creating the course, but after it's done, it's done. All you have to do afterwards is find people interested in your skill looking for guidance. You can decide whatever price point you want to set your course at, but let's say you decide $25, that means you only need to have 4 people buy your course every month to have an extra $100 coming in that month. If you have a quality course, this shouldn't be too difficult, because after the first couple people purchase your course, they may like it and they might leave a positive review, which in turn leads to other people buying your course, and this will eventually cause a snowball effect and will keep growing and growing. Of course, as you become more advanced or the field evolves, you may have to update your course or even create a new one fully to stay up to date. Regardless, if you have a skill set that people are interested in learning, then definitely consider creating a guide or a short course, because this can be a great way to earn an extra amount of passive income every month. The second step on today's list is going to be investing in dividend stocks. The simplest, most effective way of creating a passive source of income is by investing in dividend stocks. Period. Dividends are a sum of money paid regularly to its shareholders by companies from their profit. When buying stocks, you need to be careful because not all companies pay out dividends. Some companies may prefer to keep those potential dividends and reinvest it in themselves, helping them grow the company even more. These type of stocks are referred to as growth stocks. Dividend stocks typically show less growth over time compared to growth stocks, but you will have this extra source of income coming in through dividends. Companies can decide whether they want to pay out their dividends monthly, quarterly, or bi-yearly. Companies typically announce what their dividend is going to be for an upcoming period, because they may raise or decrease their dividend at given times. When calculating a dividend, you have to look at the yield. The yield is a financial ratio that tells you what percentage of the company's share price it pays out in dividends each year. For example, if you have a company that's trading at $50 a share and it pays out a 5% dividend each year, then that dividend total for the year would be $2.50. This can be further broken down into $1.25 bi-yearly, $0.62 quarterly, or 20 cents every month. Now, this may not seem like a lot. $2.50 over the year is not a lot of money, but there are some things we have to keep in mind. Your long-term goal is to get as high a passive income as possible. Now, obviously, to make that happen, you're going to need a very large number of shares. After you have 10 shares, your yearly income from dividends is now $25 compared to the original $2.50 a year. Once you manage to accumulate 100 shares, that's $250 a year, or $20 a month. This still might not seem like an enormous amount, but if you continue contributing whatever money you have left over monthly, then you're going to exponentially grow over time. If you reinvest your dividends, that growth is going to happen even quicker. If at the end of the year you reinvested those $250, you could now buy 5 more shares, assuming the price stayed the same, which obviously it doesn't in real life. So let's say you didn't do anything else that year, you only reinvested those $250 and bought 5 more shares. Well, then the following year you would now be making $262.50 instead of $250, and you didn't invest any more of your own money into that stock. If you pair this reinvestment strategy while also contributing monthly, then you're going to see your passive income portfolio from dividends grow pretty quickly. As always, when investing, you want to make sure you're not putting all of your eggs into one basket and diversify by buying more than one single stock. And remember, only invest what you can afford. This needs to be seen as a long-term source of income, especially if you're only investing small amounts each month. However, if you stick to your plan and invest consistently, then dividend stocks are one of the best ways to get a source of income passively in the long term. At number 3, we're going to be talking about content creation, sponsorships, and monetization. Another fantastic way to receive a passive income is by creating content and receiving revenue on the ads or sponsorship deals that you may have from this content. For most of us, content creation, such as creating a YouTube channel and YouTube videos, is out of the passion of just making these videos and sharing information that we may have that we think others may want. However, the fact that we can make money from it is an amazing bonus that totally shouldn't be overlooked. There are many factors that come into play when talking about the revenue you're making from your ads, like the type of video you're making, the type of viewers you have, the viewer's location, how long they watched your video for, and so on and so on. It's pretty difficult at first to gain a viewing large enough to make a significant amount of money. However, as with anything, it takes time and you have to stay persistent. Sponsorships may be a little bit more complicated because you either have to wait for somebody from a company to reach out to you, or you have to start contacting different companies and seeing if any of them may be interested in collaborating with you. To get a sponsorship, there's not a minimum size that your channel has to be or a set price that you're going to receive. Ad revenue is even more passive because although you have a new idea and have moved on to the next video, your previous video is still generating revenue for you. As you continue to grow your audience and new viewers might be coming towards your channel, they may be curious to check out your previous older videos as well, which will again bring more revenue to the channel. Like with sponsorship, there's no set amount you're going to be making each month, but this can definitely be a great way to increase your passive income portfolio. Like I said, growing your audience to a point where you're going to make a significant amount of money may and probably will take a large, significant amount of time, but if you're passionate about what you're creating, this shouldn't matter, and if it also brings in a source of passive income, great. What an awesome bonus. In the fourth spot, we have passive income through staking crypto. Although you could argue that staking crypto and dividend investing is basically the same thing, I decided to separate the two because they're completely different asset classes and they have, as I like to call them, different mechanisms of action. I've discussed the idea of staking crypto in previous videos, but today I'm going to go over why staking your crypto can be a great way to increase your passive income. When you stake your crypto, you're rewarded in the coin that you have staked. The main difference between rewards from crypto staking and dividend payments is that when you stake your crypto, you can potentially earn rewards every single day. This means that instead of having to wait one whole month to receive anything, you're going to be receiving something every single day. When you receive your rewards, it's up to you whether you want to keep it or reinvest it and gain a larger amount of reward the very next day. There may be certain networks that have a minimum amount you need to be able to stake, but they may also let you reinvest your rewards directly every day through their platform. My best and favorite example of this is on Elrond, or as it's now known, Multiverse X. On their app, you have the ability to reinvest your rewards directly, even if it's as little as 0.001 EGLD. This is useful because if you haven't staked anything, the minimum required to begin staking is 1 EGLD. Through this reinvestment option, you can now begin reinvesting that 0.001 EGLD, for example, and then the next day you might get a little bit more, and then the next little bit more, and so on and so on. Staking your crypto can get you yearly percentages which are higher than most dividend stocks, but of course, this comes with a greater risk as well. You can make your game plan however you may like, but make sure you stick to it. Always take decisions with your head and don't let your emotions come into play. Although it probably won't be at the top of your list when it comes to passive income, staking crypto is a very valid method that should definitely be considered and should be a part of anybody's portfolio that's willing to take a little bit more risk than the average person. And at number 5 today, I'm going to be talking about investment properties. Now, to begin earning a passive income through investment properties, you're probably going to need a higher starting capital than with any other methods that I've discussed in this video. You're going to need enough to pay the initial 5, 10, or 20% down payment on the property, enough for any fees or costs that may come when purchasing a new property, and you should still have some cash set aside for any possible repairs or just changes you need to make to the property overall that may not be expected when you first purchase the property. However, if you do have a large amount of money just sitting on the side, then investing in properties is absolutely a no-brainer. If you have a property and you rent it out, you could essentially be using that entire money coming in from your tenants to pay off the mortgage that you own on that property. Ideally, your rent income should be higher than the mortgage that you're paying, but even if, for argument's sake, it's just as much as the mortgage you're paying, then that's still okay because every month you're paying off part of that property that you own and contributing to your equity. This form of passive income may not be one where you get an extra amount of money each month that you may spend on whatever you like, but if you're invested in the long term, then this is a great way to build out your portfolio. This can ensure a good, constant, long-term cash flow without too much effort on your part. And let's say you don't want the hassle of dealing with any tenants. Well, that's fine because there's property management companies that for a fee of maybe up to 10%, take care of finding a tenant and any problems that may arise so you don't have to do absolutely anything. There are many things you have to look into when investing into real estate and buying a new property. If you're interested in learning more about the process or just want to get an overall view, one of my best friends, who's a real estate agent, recently started a YouTube channel where he dives into different aspects and questions that you may have regarding the process. I'll link his channel on the screen and down below in the description. Go check him out and tell him I say hi if you do. But to sum up, if you do have the capital available, then investing in real estate properties can be a great way to increase your monthly passive income portfolio. When it comes to finances, everybody's always talking about how important it is to have a passive income. And honestly, they're right. If you truly want to achieve financial freedom, then you're going to need multiple streams of income working for you. Of course, there's many ways to achieve this. The 5 that I've talked about in this video are just the tip of the iceberg. At the end of the day, nobody's 2 strategies are going to look identical, and you should pick the one that works best for you. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching the video and remind you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks again, and see you next time.